live or not, because I have to do that.
Oh, really? Oh, it's not coming up on mine, so I'll leave it with you. Hi.
Are we live? Are we live?
We're live. We're
Are
live. We're
we?
live. We're live.
Hello, everyone. I'm just checking my phone that we
Hello.
are live. Yes, we are.
All right. So what are we on, Jill? On
We are on. We're
YouTube?
everywhere. We're on
Instagram.
Facebook. We're not on Instagram. That's the only one we're not on. So,
Okay.
So let's just take some breaths, Tess. Because me and Tess get a bit high. I think our energies are matching and we get a bit high on life, don't we? So we have to.
We do. We've just been having a chat about our retreat, haven't we? And getting all excited. So
we have.
So on here, Jill, just so I understand, because we're on this StreamYard and I can't see if anyone's watching. So can you? Or it doesn't record it anyway, and then.
Yeah, no, I can't. I can see if someone puts I can see one person is watching, and I can see if someone puts a comment in StreamYard. But we can also look on Facebook as well, because we're also on live currently on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn as well. So we've got to be really business-like, Tess, because we're on LinkedIn, you know, and it's
okay. Do you know what I've learned actually? And that's before we talk about this retreat that we're running on March the 8th and many more retreats. I've realized more and more with LinkedIn and running a business that it is just so important to be fun and be yourself. And I used to think when I was working in corporate and work with teams in large organizations or a leader of a team, you know, or of a company that had to maybe be a bit more formal, but actually it works just being you. I just thought I'd start off with that.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. Like the more that when you first run a business, you're really scared because you feel really vulnerable, don't you? Putting yourself out there and you try to be sometimes someone that you're not, like that corporate.
Yeah, even if you're authentic, but you're still kind of.
And so you think you have to put this sheen on, and then after running your business for as long as we've been running, you realise that actually it's your weirdness and your fun part that people are attracted to, that people want to join in with. So embrace it, guys.
Uniqueness. Well, actually, this probably links into what we're doing on Wednesday the 8th, because on International Women's Day, because then we're exploring values. And as a coach, and I know you're similar, I'm always kind of looking at my business and reflecting on me as a person, and it's something I discovered properly in 2015 when I started to train to be a coach. And I revisited some of the questions that I'm going to ask everybody on Wednesday for myself. And it was really interesting because I was looking at the values, and you get different types. I'll not share too much on here, but you know, we talk about values, but actually why and what pillars they fall under, and a bit more about how to extract those values is where I come in with what I do as a coach. But I was looking at it and I realized it didn't come in my top 3, but uniqueness. So speaking about weirdness, uniqueness came up really high. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. I think it was like 4th or 5th. And I thought, oh, of all the things like love and kindness, and but they're fine. They're just there anyway. But so embrace that uniqueness. And so that's me talking about values.
So what we should say is, like, because we've just launched into it, is that Tess and I are running a retreat. In fact, it will be this time next week. So I hope the weather's a bit better.
It is online, Wednesday the 8th of March.
Wednesday the 8th of March, which is a week today. We are running a retreat, and we're combining 2 of our favourite subjects. Well, my favourite subjects, which is business and breathwork. And any of you who follow me will know that I'm a breathwork facilitator and a breathwork teacher, and breathwork has totally transformed my life and my business. And then also Tess is a business coach, and we're going to combine the 2 together because they make actually a really great and powerful combination when they combine together, because I think breathwork gives you brilliant clarity, you know, that rumination, that should I do this, what to do next. You'll get great, like, you know, you'll get the answers when you go deep into your breath, and it's a really powerful practice. And I know that I did a session with you, didn't I, Tess? And it's transformed your life.
It has. Lots has changed in a really positive way just since doing it. I mean, to add to what you've just said, the retreat we're running, we've got a few already coming, and it's on March the 8th at Calico Barn in Cresswell in Northumberland. And we can meet outside, and there's some alpacas, and it's by the sea if you want to get there early. We go indoors at 9:30, and then it finishes at 12:30. So that's roughly the time frame. And we're going to combine breath work with business. And the reason for it, I mean, I'm running a workshop for 3 hours on Friday for growth mindset. Jill. I'm thinking of breath work.
Who's that?
Jill runs breath work. Jill runs breath work sessions and all sorts of other wonderful things, Pilates and anything to do with strong. How would you describe it? Because you run those in your own right, which you can share in a second. I run my own business kind of coaching and life coaching on my side, but combining the two together, it was just we connected a while back, and it's funny how things align, isn't it, Jill? And we just we clicked, but we'd sort of had a few months of not really being in touch with one another, and then just suddenly something felt right about it, and I came down and had a breathwork session with you. And I'm going to be honest here, because for anyone who's coming, like I say, there's a few coming, but we've got room for 4 or 5 possibly to come on Wednesday.
Definitely 2 more, maybe a few more.
Yeah. And so for anyone who is coming and those who might decide to come after hearing this, I know that some people are really into it and they've done it before. Others haven't ever tried it and they're nervous. And I was nervous, and I was kind of intrigued, excited, but nervous. So I went for this one-on-one with Jill, and obviously it goes without saying, you so warm and easy to open up to. And but also I was mindful that I've had a lot of trauma in my life, and I didn't want to. I thought, oh gosh, what's this going to uncover? You know, I'm all yellow and happy. I don't want to go. And but what I loved about it was, gosh, it was only 20 minutes of the actual breath work. You start off with that lovely massage, which was fantastic, and you made it really clear that I was in control of it, and I had a choice about what and that was there the whole time. So I felt safe, and it was so powerful. It was the first time I'd done it, and I could feel where the energy blocks were. And some of us are really in tune with our bodies, others aren't. And I think that's something that's really important, that we can all train ourselves to be in tune with our bodies. Would you agree? And because we have energy and it's passing through. And so by the end of it, though, well, you'll know. And this is the other thing, because we've got that final hour of the retreat where we're both experienced enough to facilitate it and go work it out, with what's needed, because we've done so much over the years. But the key thing for me is the different feelings that people will get after having the breath work, and we're in tune with that. So for me, I felt like I was on drugs or something. And I was like, blah, 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 and talking loads. But then I had another moment, maybe 20 minutes after, where I felt like I just wanted to sit and just write and think, because I had so much clarity. And I just sort of thought, oh my goodness, like I could just sit in a corner and write for like hours. I had so many things to just explore. So I guess does that make sense for anyone watching? I don't know if you want to add to it, Jill, but we're mindful that although it's a retreat with kind of a little workbook that has a framework, we're also really mindful of people who may need space, people who may want to share, and people who might not want to share so much, or and it's kind of, we're in tune with that.
Yeah, it's all about taking whatever you need from it and whatever you need right now. And I know from my business, and you'll know this from your business, the more you work on yourself, the better your business becomes. And the better, the more you attract in, the more opportunities start to present themselves, the more it's like the law of attraction, and without sounding too woo-woo or anything like that, but it does work. And the breath, I definitely think, for me, anyway, and as what you're describing there as well, it is the bridge between the two. And that's how I access all of that kind of magic. It is magic, but it's not magic. It's like, it's magic, and it's in us, and it's in every one of us. And only if only people could realize how magical they are and how amazing they are and their businesses are, and to actually run your own business and to put yourself out there, that requires a heck of a lot of magic. And it's embracing that, and tapping into that, and having the ability to tap into that and know that you are amazing, and in your weirdness and your uniqueness, and just to give yourself some confidence and a bit of a boost. We all need that in our businesses, because we get bogged down, don't we? Like with, I've got to email this, I've got to send that invoice, I've got to do some social media, I've got to do this. But actually stepping back and taking time out of your business to work on yourself and on your business by like proxy of working on yourself, it's only going to, like, you will get back the money that you spend on this retreat, like, tenfold.
I mean,
like, it's going to happen. It will happen. It might not happen straight away, but it'll happen in the next month, 2 months, that you'll get like 3 times the money back of the time and the effort and the money that you've spent on a retreat. Like investing in yourself, it's showing confidence in you and your business. And this is not going to be the only one that we do, is it, Tess? We're going to be
and that's actually going back to exploring values, and one of the top 3 in mine was connection. And so that's what I've realized. Like, half my work, I would rather spend time, like tomorrow I'm going to do team coaching, I've got to drive and travel to it, and Friday it's an in-person workshop, and obviously there are online things we do, but that connection for me is really important. And it was something that was missing for me that I hadn't quite realized, and that was as a result of our breath work at the beginning of January, when and I kind of thought, I need more of this, and it's actually making time. When people say, I haven't got time for this, I haven't got time to network, I'm too busy. Jill, how busy are we? Like, we're just like leaving little voice notes going, but the connection, that's why we're doing it. And if we connect to ourselves, we connect with others, but in a much better way, a much more positive way. And that's the same with business clients as well. If we're connected to ourselves, we'll connect with others as well. So so, and we'll definitely do more retreats. And so Wednesday the 8th is just a taster.
It's just a taster of what's to come, and it's in a beautiful setting. It's in one of my favorite places. The energy of that place is unreal, and when we tap into that via our breath work, it's this energy next to the caravan. I like the caravan. Chill out. Well, it's what? Go on.
Sorry. You're running a breathwork session later that day, though, aren't you? Back down in London.
Hi, it's just going to be amazing. I've breathwork sessions all day, so.
I'd say at 12:30 when we finish, people can either get straight off or just an optional thing. I'm going to have a little walk on the beach, so if anyone wants to join, I'm not sure. I think you have to go off, don't you, to
well, I'll probably have time for a walk. I've always got time for a beach walk.
So we'll have an optional beach walk as well. If anyone fancies having a chat and a walk.
It's going to be just amazing. And I can't emphasize enough that, like, having run my business for 8 years, I don't know how long you've run yours, about the same, isn't it, Tess?
I ran this 8 years, but I ran a publishing company with my husband. So again, that's like something, if you work in partnership with someone, that's another thing altogether. You sometimes need to retreat as well, because you're your husband and you love them to pieces, there's other things to explore when that comes. So we set up a publishing company in 2009, and then we had to pause it in lockdown. And now somebody, that's another thing that's, there. But in lockdown, we had to really dig deep and find that inner drive and confidence and look at all of our strengths to start new lives, really. So that's another thing. So we've been there through the trials and tribulations of running a business, haven't we? Like, we know, and we've worked with so many people who've, I think this is something important, Jill, actually, I really want to share. We've kind of opened this up to business women in the Northeast to come to this retreat. But one thing that occurred to me after a couple of people have asked, I mean, loads want to come, but and then a couple just can't because of the timing, but they want to come to the next one, which is lovely. But a couple haven't got businesses, and I think that's important. If you feel like you can relate to a business owner, or you've maybe previously ran a business, but now you're retired, or you've stopped working, or you've gone back to a 9-to-5. Those people are welcome too, aren't they? And they don't have to be from the Northeast. If they want to drive up from Yorkshire or London, whatever, Scotland, come. So it's not restricted, but just making sure that everyone's quite like-minded and has empathy. We're not going to sit there and have this business coaching session. Oh, it's more about the whole person and the vision and the values. Yeah.
I think like we're just focused on the business because as a business owner, you have to work on yourself to work on your business, and your business and yourself are very closely linked. But equally, you could be working in a corporate job and still go on a journey of self-discovery. I think it's just when you're in the corporate world, like I didn't know any of all this stuff existed when I was in a corporate world. But if you're enlightened, like if you're a bit of awakened to that kind of journey of self-discovery, then yes, by all means, come along, because once you understand your values and your ethics, it makes decision making so much easier throughout your whole life. Because you could say, is that aligned with my values and ethics? Is that opportunity, whatever is presenting itself to you? And if it is, great, go for it. If it isn't, then no, and it makes the decision making so much easier. And then via the breath, going in and saying, actually, is that really what it is? Or is there something else that I'm actually more aligned to? And it's
and it's still focused on moving forwards, but it's kind of it's being honest. It's almost like changing your frequency, I'd describe it as, because I realized that I had, when I did the breath work with you, I realized a couple of areas where I was like, oh, there's some energy stuck there. I hadn't even realized it. And then I went away, and based on some of the questions I have through my coaching, and I'm on this, I'm in the middle of an emotions practitioner course as well, and I could look at what are emotions and we all have emotions. It's not going to be some woo-woo thing. We have emotions, all of us, every day, all the time, and so I was able to explore it a bit deeper. And then it gives you clarity, and you change frequency. If you unblock that energy and move it elsewhere, tune in on the radio and you tune into somewhere else, and then you move forwards, otherwise you're going to stay stuck. So no matter how hard you try and work, that energy that's stuck, it's not going to change, is it? And energy, so mindset.
What is it? Emotion is energy in motion, and that's all it is. And it's just moving it through you to release it. So
lots of energy. Emotion. What about? I was just for a bit of a laugh here before we round up with seeing if anyone wants to contact us for March the 8th for the retreat. Do you fancy picking a question? There's raising self-awareness. There's seeing the world differently.
What do I have to answer this online, live?
Well, appreciate you.
Okay. Raising self-awareness. Let's go for raising self-awareness.
Raising self-awareness. I can't find it. What's that one? There we are. What makes you feel alive?
Oh gosh, do I have to answer this now? Well, breathing, movement, dancing, eating, laughing, Being outside.
This makes me feel alive. Connection like this. This is a great start to the day.
What makes you feel alive?
Anyone watching this, have a little think. What makes you feel alive? Yeah. Question for the day. Shall I pick one for me?
Go on then. Because I could write a long list.
I'll do it one at random. Right, it's come up as a creating change card.
Okay.
Who do you want to become?
Who do you want to be?
Well, that reminds me of an activity, a Be Do Have activity. We've got so many. And I just want to be connected. And I want to be unique. I want to be authentic. Yeah.
You want to be Tina Turner, don't you? You want to be Tina Turner.
That Tina Turner singing. Yeah, we both like Tina Turner. Who do you want to become? So yeah, what you'll notice, our kind of typical coach answer, I'm answering all the what I want to be. But a lot of people will ask, like, say what they want to do or have, or an actual job role or an actual. So it is interesting seeing what, yeah. But who do we want to be? Just funny, funny, warm, and knowledgeable.
Well, you're already that, so you're good. You're doing well. But let's just recap. So our next retreat is called Breathe Life into Your Business. It is on the 8th of March in beautiful Northumberland, in a gorgeous venue. And you're going to have me and Tess. Oh, teas. Yes, we've got special teas for breathing.
We're going to have Emma Solomon Photography. Emma, she's going to be taking our photographs, and if that's all right, and with your permission, and if you don't want to be in it, you can be blurred out or the back or not be in it. So we'll obviously check on that at the time. But because it's a taster day, we're having photographs taken, and that's why it's like good rate as well, isn't it? A good investment, and we've reduced it accordingly. So yeah, beautiful. 9:30. Well, can come early. Stroke the alpacas. 9:30 start. A little bit of an intro. Obviously, we're conscious of some people who are intrinsically motivated, others are extrinsically motivated. Some will talk, some won't. We're used to that. We'll make sure everyone feels comfortable. And then we'll look at our businesses and values and certain questions. I'd like to think I'm experienced enough I'm going to look at the list of all the businesses coming and then create the questions around that. And you can either answer them privately or in pairs or as a group. We're aware of all that. And then Jill will do a magic breath work, which blows your mind. It blew mine. It still has. And I'm going back for more. And I even told one of my friends at a funeral recently all about it. And then she ended up coming to you for breath work. And it's like, and then we're going to leave it.
She's going to come again as well. So it must have been good.
Oh, it does. It's amazing. And then the final hour, we've got ideas about what to do, but we're going to sort of
bring it all together.
Kind of bring it all together. Is there anything else? I think maybe the businesses that are coming so far include kind of beauty, a marketeer who's ran a publishing company. There's someone that's got a fitness and nutrition kind of page on Insta and does really well. Another's got like a kitchen cooking, and there's some real beauty, holistic. There's a breath work. Somebody, I think most haven't experienced breath work. I think there's one that seems to maybe be quite sort of holistic, and so there's a real broad spectrum of people coming so far, and we've got room for a couple more. So please get in touch. We're really approachable.
We're feeling the call.
Yeah. You'll find us on Instagram and Minds Under Accelerator Coaching. Teresa Peters on LinkedIn. Just drop us a DM. Jill, obviously it's on your StreamYard. So
yeah, Organic Pilates. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and my website is there to book. So if you go into my website, go into book a class and just type in Breathe Business, Breathe Life into Your Business, and it'll come up with the booking links.
Yeah, and we'd love to see you there. And any questions, just drop us a line. And I hope, do you think that's answered?
I think so. We've been talking for 25 minutes.
Well, the good thing is you can just fast forward bits and play bits.
For 5 minutes.
But do you know, it's worth adding actually when we do the retreat, we won't be talking like this, will we? It's about the people in the room and the collective wisdom in the room. It's not us just blah, 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 blah. That's really important that we emphasize that. This is just, we just bounce off each other, don't we? On these lives
for a little while.
When other people, we're considerate of everyone in the room, and it won't be about us talking all the time on the day. That's important. No. Thanks.
And so we'd love you to join us. So please do book up or message us to get in touch, and we can get you signed up. And so thank you, Tess, for joining us today on our
coffee. Well, mind, because I like coffee. I know there's healthy teas, but I've got to be honest, I still like a good bit of caffeine as well, even though it does make me go. But keep in touch, and we'll look forward to seeing you on Wednesday the 8th, International Women's Day, 9:30, Killico Barn. Breathe life into your business. And if you can't
make it, just keep following us, because we are going to be doing some more as well. So watch this space, and take care, everyone. Bye.
Take care. Thanks for listening.